Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on ballyspring. So I finally did it. I progressed time all the way up to March, and yeah, we're finally here. I have to admit that took forever. It really did. The cows are bloody hungry. I'm just going to say it like that. They need a lot of feed, and it took me just a long period of time of coming back and progressing through, but I did it, and I think I've done it in good time because I'm making this video, well, like a few days after I said in the last one of the series that we were going to progress. So I think it was like the end of October, maybe November time when we've progressed from. So as you can imagine, there's not much field work gone on. We did in the last episode the canola, and we were weeding it, and that's all sorted, but we missed our chance, unfortunately, because of weather, to actually get that rolled in. So that's grown. I haven't actually gone and checked it, but I imagine that it's obviously looking a lot different now that we're in March. But there has been a few changes. I have put my new board in because obviously I needed to get a bigger board with that many people, that many amazing people supporting me now. It's insanely overwhelming, and again, I can't do anything but just say a massive thank you to every single one of you that supports the channel and supports me. I really do appreciate it. That goes for all membership types. I know the Scroft sponsor, then the name doesn't go on the board with that one, just because this is something I can give back to anyone that pays that little bit extra for the Scroftopian channel membership. So yeah, to every single one of you, massive shout out and a thank you, because like I said, it makes such a difference. It really does. So yeah, I've put that there because I couldn't actually fit it very well where it was before, so I got rid of the old board and I put it in the new spot just over there. One thing I do want to point out is I was giving straw to the cows, so we brought them in the last episode, and obviously they've been in pretty much the majority of winter now, feeding them up in here, happy as Larry. But manure, I didn't actually get any muck, and all the muck that I had here, I thought, because of the way I dumped it in just with the trailer to try and emulate what I had before, so trying to get this same amount of muck that we already generated before we started a new save on the updated map, I just dumped it in with the trailer, and yeah, I think it had some kind of effect, because it's not working very well, i.e. we're not getting any. So I need to try and figure that out, because like I said, I've given them straw and we're not getting absolutely anything. So cows are all happy. Calves have just turned into heifers. These need moving out, as you can tell. This one's got its head through the floor. It's definitely too big. This one's just pretty much chill, but I think, you know, it needs sorting out. It really does. So we're going to do that in this episode. Did buy a bull as well, so the bull is rocking about somewhere. Just thought it was about time we got a bull. As you can see, just chilling out, doing its job, serving the cows. So yeah, everything's fine on that account. Let's have a look at the feed of the animals currently, where they are, and the sheep as well, because we've had some more. So you can see the heifers are now at 19 months, so they've shot up. 22 months age, they'll turn into cows and they'll start producing us some milk. Money as well, we'll go back to that in a second, because money's interesting. We have made quite a bit on milk, but there's an extra bit that I technically overlooked, didn't realise as well at the same time. It is kicking us, so we're not making as much as we could do, because we've got another expense that really is quite extreme, in my opinion. But anyway, slurry maxed out, completely maxed out. We're going to have to get this on the ground. My plan is to plant into all the maize fields and then maybe spread slurry on top. Or we could do it the other way around, where we put slurry down, then we plant in. But we are going to be doing potatoes in this episode. I'm not going to do the slurry prior to that, just because I want this episode to kind of focus on doing the potatoes. So I think it's probably better with the potato field alone to do the slurry after, and then as they grow and so on, we can focus on getting some more probably liquid fertilizer at that point with a sprayer down, Gonna have to do herbicide, I imagine, in them fields, or it depends how the weeds come up. We might be doing some more mechanical weeding. If not, we'll use a sprayer and get that herbicide on. But the good thing is we've got 156,000 litres of slurry. Now, I mean, we could go take that to the biogas plant if we wanted to, but I'm going to try use as much as I can. Yeah, definitely going to use as much as I can on all the fields. And then what's left, we're going to take to the biogas. The reason I want to do that is because going into the next year, you've got to take into account the amount of months we've just progressed. And we've maxed out our slurry. And this is only with 30 cows, 14 heifers, and eventually, for the last month, was a bull. So it just goes to show what Maize Plus is doing to us right now. It's pretty much giving us a lot back for the amount of feed we have to put in. So it does benefit, it really does. We're getting around on average about 8,000 litres of milk per day, and we're selling that each morning. And it's giving me just over 10 grand, sometimes up to 12, depends on the price. It does fluctuate, and obviously we've just come from when the milk price was at its finest or its highest. So it's one of them. I mean, I'm happy with the amount we're getting for milk. It's going to be crazy, I think, when these heifers turn into cows, because we're going to get another, 50% on top of what we're getting now. So we could look at like maybe 12,000 litres per day we're selling. And then obviously we've got all these heifers that are female that we've been sorting out in the igloos that now need to go in their own section because they obviously can't stay there. So eventually milk is going to go crazy, but these heifers are going to need feeding. It's important that we get enough feed this time, and I think we need to make more of a focus on grass silage and maize and obviously hay, and just like we said in the last episode, just skip out all that whole crop silage. It really doesn't matter. It's good stuff, but I think we can be more productive if we just miss out the whole crop. So that's the cows in general. You know, the heifers need sorting out and need moving around. We're going to do that. But let's have a look at the lambs then, because as you can tell, we've got a lot more. We've got 24 males that were 4 months. They're obviously going to go probably month 5, month 6. They're going to go, and we're going to sell them for we're going to simulate taking them as lamb, so as meat. We're going to take them to the butchers. We're going to keep all females just because it means we can breed easier, and we've got the space for about 500 in the sheep pasture. So there's no point in just selling them yet. Don't need to do anything like that. We've got another 25 at 2 months, so we're up to like nearly 50 male rams or lambs, depending on how you're going to call it. So yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy. We can get these sold, make a bit of cash, and obviously the females are giving us quite a lot of wool as well at the same time, and we're doing well. I think I've stacked up on the trailer about, must be over 10,000 litres definitely. So we'll have a look at that. So now let's have a quick look at the money and just give you an idea of what I was making and what I was also losing. Right, so as you can see, the month of November was when we were in the last episode. Now I know that 75,000 there is a bit out of place, and that's just because if you remember I said that I placed in an item at the shop that I don't own, that the shop owns, that I can use when loading and unloading. So we put in a front loader it was, so I actually spawned in 75,688 to kind of reimburse the cost of that, so it was just a neutral in the balancing of these books on screen. So that's just completely out of whack, but at the end of the day I still lost that at the same time, so it kind of equals itself out. We lost 11,000, which makes sense because we were purchasing a few things, and we did make a bit of cash at the same time. But if we have a look here, this is what I'm on about. It's water costs. So in the month of December, January, February, and obviously coming up into March, we are losing pretty much nearly 5,500. It's going up as well with the water costs. So even though I'm making a good whack here from milk, I'm making £20,000 a month from milk, I'm still losing 5. It should be 25,000, but obviously we're taking a hit on that, and that is a fair amount of water. So you can see that my sold milk here jumped up. We had 88, we had 32, 36, 33, and 10,000. So we're obviously losing quite a bit. We're still making good money. Obviously we're making 20,000, which is good money, especially every month, but we could be making 30. Now this is always going to stay, but this one we can get rid of. This is because of our loans that we've taken out, and we've got our obviously repayments that we're making and all that stuff. So yeah, it's one of them. I think it's necessary because obviously when we pay that off, it'll be much better. You can have a quick look at the loans just quickly, if I remember where they are. There we go. So you can see 54. This is how much we've got remaining. We're going down, not much, but we are going down, and we're going to try and chip away at this in a second. I think the most important point to make out with our money is what we're sitting at, which is 114,000. So I think when we last left off, we were probably around 57, between 50 and 70. I can't remember exactly now, but we've definitely gone up in the world. You can see that we've made 2, 4, 6, and then we've got 70,000. So it probably was about where I was saying. But 70,000 over winter, not doing any farming, just feeding cows, really, that was pretty much all I was doing. And I put away them small bales that we purchased for the calves. That is all I did. And the beauty of it is, obviously, we're going to get close to May and July, and these are the two items or stock that we've got left to sell, which is wool. So we've got 18,000 litres of wool. We're going to sell that for around 40 grand. We're going to get more before then. And then we've obviously got the soybeans from the last pretty much year of harvest, where we were doing it on the old save game, and that's going to bring us in 77,000. So July and May are big months for money. Obviously, we're still ticking along. We've got milk. 15,000 is we could make, but you got to remember, this is just telling me that I've got 10,000 litres in stock, but some of that is actually stored in that container that I purchased it from. So we've got that tank, it's like a container on the farm where we're storing it. So if we look at show locations, you can see that 6,000 is, 4,000 is in the medium open cow pasture. So we got 6,000 sitting in the open cow pasture that haven't sold. That's interesting. I thought that would have automatically sold, but it seems as there's no cows in there that it hasn't. So it isn't actually in my silo, which is something I didn't expect. So maybe we should just move a cow out just so we can get that cash in, because yeah, that's going to do us the world of good. I mean, we'll take one heifer out because I do need to move these. I'm going to do that in a second. No, we want you back. Sorry. There we go. So let's just take one heifer out. I know it's March and it's probably a little bit cold for it, but it'll be fine. It'll be alright. Don't want to drop this. I'd love it if it was on that wheel. I keep saying it, but yeah, I think it'd be perfect then. So you can see it does actually say we've got 6,944 litres of milk in here. So yeah, it's not sold, and that's been in there a while now. Obviously it'd be a bit stale, probably a bit curdled at the same time, but be alright. It'd still make a good cheese, I guess. Who knows? But yeah, let's go sort these calves out. We've obviously had a look at that. I'll show you in a second the feed as well, and you can see the amount of wool that I've stacked up on the trailer ready to go, because we are in March, so a few months away, but we may as well just keep stacking it up now. But let's get these calves in, because they're not even calves anymore. I keep saying calves, but yeah, we need to sort that out. They can't be living life like this now. They really can't. And I think what I'll also do is, if we go to settings here, we can turn that off so it looks better. There we go. Job done. You can actually see them a bit better now. Right, so there we go. I've just got to muck that out, and I'll sort that out in a second. Probably in between episodes, actually, because it just makes sense to do that with the shovel. This thing is a nightmare, isn't it? It works brilliantly, but it's a nightmare. What I need, actually, be really good. It's like a little quad or a little one of, just a small vehicle to get around the yard, and I can just throw this in the back and then just drive to anywhere I want. I think that'd be perfect. Maybe we can invest in that. So, as you can see, this is the L200 stacked up to the limit. I've probably got a few more. Yeah, I've got 2 more in here. Some lambs popping about as well. You can see that they're starting to take off the ground. Actually, looking at the feed of the sheep, I was saying to you previously that they haven't really done much, but you can tell they're now starting to use the water quite a lot, and the food is actually, even though it's full, it is being consumed a lot more. So we're going to get close, with us having a lot more animals in here, we are going to get close the older they get, where we need to actually keep an eye on that. So let's have a look at this silage. You'd be amazed with how much silage I've been using. That's how much maize I've got left. So we have taken a big chunk out of this maize in the bunker. We've got 165,000 litres left, and the hay, well, the hay was up to here, so you can see that we're using quite a bit of hay, and that's obviously before them heifers come to age, and yeah, they start feeding as well. Now, I have got a plan for these heifers. there's no point in me giving these heifers a TMR mix. The ones that I've currently got in with my milkers, I'll keep them as is. I'll let them have a TMR mix because they're very close anyway to getting to the milking age. So when they're there, we may as well just, you know, treat them the same. So they're pretty much the same anyway, so we'll treat them the same currently. I think I can take a shortcut here. But the heifers that are like in this cane, for example, they're not going to be making any milk for a long time. We need them to be around 20 months. I'd say 18 is really where you want them to be before you could probably justify giving them that extra feed. I think that's stuck in the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in this shed behind me that we set up recently, because then we can just feed them hay. And if we make extra hay this time round, so we'll probably do 1 cut of silage and 2 cuts of hay if we can get the 3rd cut in. Ideally we would like to. And then yeah, we can just feed our heifers a few hay bales. They're not obviously going to consume as much as the milkers. I think that's probably the best bet. And then when we do get some calves in, we can separate at that point, maybe finding another way of separating them out, because I don't want the males, which is the whole point of this building, was to have meat. So it was to have beef stock. Yeah, when that happens, you know, then we'll have to figure it out. If we have a look, the heifers currently, they are actually reproducing. So even though they're 19 months and they're not milking, they're still classed as heifers, they are reproducing. So when they obviously have some calves, we'll get some males, and the same with these cows that are at 70%, they'll have some males as well. We'll put the calves that are obviously going to be milkers in the igloos like last time, breed them up, rear them that way, and the males will stick in there. And then we're going to have to find a 3rd place, I think, for heifers. So we're going to have to build something, because I think it'd be a good idea to have obviously your beef stock, your milkers, your calves and your heifers all separated out, because then I can feed the beef stock something different, I can feed my milkers different, and then the cows obviously, and then the heifers are going to just feed off hay, and obviously the calves are really easy. And actually that's a good point as well to show you that in the last episode I was mentioning about the fact it'd be really good if that mod that I was using for milk replacer, so it was like just a bag like this, for example, a 25 kilogram bag. If someone could, you know, if it was a pallet, that would be much better. So as you can imagine, Mark Thor, straight on the case, pretty much a day later, sent me this, and he said, there you go, job done. And as you can see, he's done it. So now it's a 4,200 litre pallet, and that's going to make things a lot easier. It really is, because I can just pick it up with the little skid steer I've got and go around and obviously feed the cows, and it's going to be, well, the calves, and it's going to be a lot easier to kind of manoeuvre that around as well. So perfect idea. So I think that's got to go about there. It's hard because I need to put that sign back on. Let's just quickly move this out of the way. We might have to bring it back up. Probably the best bet. There we go. Let's sort this out. That's it. So I'm hoping that it's about just dropping it in there. There'll be a perfect spot for this. Kind of doesn't want to. Got nothing going on at the moment. There we go, so it's worked now. There we go. So all the heifers now that were calves are now sitting happily in there, and we just need to go and give them a bit of feed. So I'll make sure to do that. We're just going to give them a few hay bales. It's going to be nothing special, just to tie them over for a little bit. We can even go and grab the... Yeah, we'll grab the skid steer. Just go get two hay bales. That should do the job. I'm hoping this will carry 2 hay bales. I do want to upgrade the mower as well before we start getting in them fields. Definitely going to upgrade the mower. I think it's really important to do that. With us having the big tractor now, we don't need to struggle anymore as much, do we? We can have a self... There we go, just about did that. Yeah, we can have a like a side mower and front mower. Right. surprised this thing hasn't tipped over, but I did put a back weight on this. I think it was one of the options. So we also need to sort out not only a third place to put the cows, but we definitely need to sort out somewhere to put this CCM that we're going to be fermenting. Now I have seen a few mods out there that are actually really useful and maybe worth trying out, especially for the corncob mix that we can make. But ideally you just want some kind of cheap bunker, place it down somewhere. We could probably make an area to build on our third, obviously, enclosure that we're doing for cows. Probably going to be the best place would be at the bottom of where the pigs are going to be as well. And then we can put like a bunker in there as well. And I think that's probably a good idea because of the fact that the closer it is to our pig enclosure, the better it is for us, more efficient it is when we're feeding. So I think we can put it down there. We might be able to put the cows in as well. They're going to be probably heifers in that field. We can keep this as beef stock up here. Yeah, there you go, happy. So the heifers are now got a bit of grub just to keep them happy. Not too fussed about obviously straw bedding at the moment, but we will sort that out. So our medium open cow pasture has got the one heifer in just so we can sell that milk. We've got a self-made one there, and then this open cow barn, which is where these 11 heifers are, and they've got a bit of roughage. So the productivity is going to be low, but we don't need them to be as productive yet. As soon as we start seeing them needing to breed or anything along them lines, I think it'll be that first before they start making milk. At that point, when they're actually breeding, we'll bring them out, give them a nice TMR mix, stick them in with the milkers, and Bob's your uncle. Job done. Getting old now, aren't they? 31 months. So, let's go and sort out this potato field. We're going to have to go and lease out some equipment for this, but we need to plant in our potatoes. Come on, people. Right, here we are. What's this guy doing? Get out of the road, son. I'm turning. There we go. Madman. Madman and a tractor. Right, so let's bob this here. I've got the beacons on, but it should be right. So we're going to have to now find ourselves something to plant in some potato seeds, and obviously the potato seeds, or just tiny potatoes basically, to get this sorted out. It is, yeah, it's going to be interesting because I do enjoy doing potatoes, but it's a fair task. It really is. So we don't want to kind of cheap out on anything here. I'd rather have something with a wider, you know, spread, let's say. Does that top? That's pretty beefy, 6 meters. A potato windrower. Nice. Now like I said, I did get some mods for this, anticipating where we'd be. So this is yeah, that's a cedar. That is definitely a cedar, and it's 6 meter. 129 is well, it's pretty beefy. It's pretty beefy. Have we got any more cedars here? Yeah, 3 meter. I mean, 3 meters probably ideal, but why not go for something a bit more? Why not? So it's a multi-planter. We don't want that. We just want this one. It's potatoes. And it's a 6 meter. I think that's much better. It's double what we're going to do with the other one, and it can hold 8,000 litres. Now, I'm probably going to get about that, but let's have a look at this. 6,600 to lease. Now, this is for the pigs and the cows. We're investing here into, obviously, feeding the animals a bit more. I think as well, we'll probably get a lot so we could sell some. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to lease out this for $6,000. It's not that bad a deal. It's, you know, a decent enough kit, so why not do it? So now we're going to need some potatoes. So we're going to need to get the crate, I think it is. It's not going to be in there, is it? It's going to be in this. Potato seeds. So it's 1,000. 7. Now, I'm hoping they plonked around pretty decently. There you go. Look at the size of that. It's mammoth. It's a beast. An absolute beast. And I think it was a good idea to get that, to be honest, instead of skimping out and going for something small. 6 meters is a decent size. There we go, that should be fine. So let's fill up these. We definitely don't want to be doing any of them. Don't need that. I'm going to actually remember, hopefully, to remove that that mod because yeah, I keep forgetting on that one. Now I may as well try and make this a bit quicker as well. I think we might be able to double up on this. See if we can. And straight to the field. We'll plant these in, and we don't need to roll them because the potatoes, it is about fertilising. But like I said, I am going to do some slurry on top of this after we've planted. I wonder if we can now as well. Yeah, we can. 3 in one go, that's much better. Right, so I've just purchased another pallet of potato seeds. And the reason is, I just thought it probably makes more sense to fill this up, make sure we've got enough. Who knows? I don't even know how quick they'll go down. It might be enough, it might mean we need more, or it might be plenty. But the good thing is, if it is plenty, we're always going to use them again, because I am going to make potato, obviously planting and harvesting a thing on this series. So if we do go into the next year and the year beyond, we'll continue doing it. We might move over to sugar beets at some point. But I actually like the idea of doing potatoes. I've done quite a bit of sugar beets, whereas I've probably neglected the potato side of things. So we're going to definitely focus on that. But yeah, let's go and get in the field. We'll get set up to go, and then we'll crack on with it. Just about fits. Just about. Right, so here we are. I've actually noticed that these are still here. Now, they've been there a while. I'm probably just going to leave them now. Just as a reminder of when I was out in that field that first time. So I am unfolding this, and it should, yeah, it does. It branches out. I was going to say, because it's 6 meters, a lot bigger than what we're seeing. And that is a beast of a machine. An absolute beast. For a potato planter, this is legit. This is what we're after. So let's drop her down and off we go. You can see the potatoes are going down quite quick. So yeah, this is definitely something we're going to need to probably get a few more of. And obviously you don't want to be turning with this. We'll try our best to be as realistic as possible here. But the rows that it leaves are just so much different than what you're probably seeing a lot of the time with other crops, because they're, you know, they're quite... Yeah, well, they're basically just much larger. So we'll try our best to just do some sharp turns. I just wanted to give myself a bit of a headland, and then... Yeah, and then we'll go from there. Use a bit of GPS and all that, but yeah, look at that. Look at that. Texture is much better for potatoes. That row is definitely improved on. But 6 meters. You can see we're already... Well, we've lost 4%. So... It's going to be tight, this is. I actually think we might need to buy some more, but we'll see how we get on. I mean, if we get to 10% down already before we've even got to the end of the row, I think it confirms that we're pretty much stuck then at that point. We're going to need some more potatoes. So yeah, we'll have to get some. Well, yeah, really impressive texture. Really impressive. And it's about time we did potatoes. Definitely about time. And what a difference this machine is. I'm obviously pulling quite a beefy machine here, and I'm planting at the same time, and I'm going at around 5 miles an hour. And that doesn't sound obviously impressive, but in comparison to what we were doing, that is a big improvement. We're not struggling. We're actually getting somewhere. Get these spuds in.
I'm just a passing through. If heaven's not my home, then hell will have to do. The angels beckon me from this dark and eerie door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Run away, I might just run away. I might just they're told. I can't find the strength to fight like this no more. I've had all I can take, too much to carry around. I'm tired, weak and lonely, and I'm ready to lay down. Run away, I might just run away. I might just leave it all behind and find another day. Tell my man I've done the best I can, and I know loving him means leaving him alone. And I know loving him means leaving him alone. Run away, I might just run away. I might just leave it all behind and find another day. Thought it through, good God, I thought it through. And there ain't nothing that I got I ain't willing to lose. Run away, I might just run away. Run away, I might just run away. Run away, I might just run away. Just run away, I might just run away.
I have to say, I am pretty happy with that. That actually was pretty enjoyable and something different. Like I said, I haven't been doing potatoes enough, and that is a fair piece of kit. 6 meter makes the job a lot easier. Definitely worth the money. It's a shame we can't afford something like that, or even like lease to buy. The cost of it is just too much, and with us having so much like loan fees and the bloody water, I mean, instead of paying so much on water, I mean, the water company around here is insane. They're a monopoly. It's crazy, but it'd be much better spent on this piece of kit, because it's a beast. It is absolutely a beast of a machine, and yeah, we probably need it. We're either gonna have to keep leasing it out every time, or just see where the money takes us, I guess, and maybe we can purchase it. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is a big potato field, as you can see over there. 105. Let's have a quick look. Doesn't need rolling. It's literally just fertilizer at this point. And yeah, we're happy enough on that regard. So let's just remove that. There we go. So you can see we got the canola, we've got the potatoes. We're going to be doing a lot of maize, obviously CCM, so we're going to harvest that as corn. And then we're going to build something probably extra down in this spot over here to put a bunker in for storing this pig food and fermenting it. Precision farming wise, if we have a quick look, we should, I don't know if it'll come up as direct seeding on that one. That's an interesting one with it being the potato planter. Nitrogen levels are good on 102, but 105 you can see has got none. So we're definitely going to have to be putting some dirt on the ground. I'm probably going to start off by, like I said, slurry, and then we can move on to slurry in 109, 110 and 102. 109 won't need it, 102 probably doesn't need it, but 110 and 105 definitely will. So I really need to find ways of getting this slurry out on the ground. At the moment, we've only got 2 fields that it's going to take any. Maybe after we do our first cut of grass, we can get some more down, and then after that point, I'd say take it to the biogas plant, make even more money, because yeah, it's going to be difficult. Taking that much down though to the biogas plant in itself is going to be tricky, because it's a lot to haul. It really is. So we might have to lease out a bit of a tanker on that one and haul it on the back of a tractor, because we've got a tanker at the moment. It's only 7,500. We're using it for milk and water. So yeah, we probably need something a little bit bigger than that. We'll have to check. We'll have to see what we can do on that one. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Definitely been, again, another productive episode. We've started planting for this year. Potatoes are in. Got to do a lot of slurry spreading, like I said. Then we're going to move on to the maize. And at that point, I'll be waiting again for the grass. Get ourselves a brand new mower. Hopefully 2 mowers, one on the front and one on the side. And then we can start getting our way through that field. And we'll start off by doing probably hay, then we'll do grass silage, and if we get the chance, we'll do some more hay. But I think on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate that every time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.